The National Toy Hall of Fame recognizes classic toys that deserve elevation to the highest tier of the world of toys and games. And every November, we pick 3 or 4 based on thousands of nominations from the public to earn that special honor.
That's the Chief Curator and Vice President for Collections at the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York, a city that's not just home to the garbage plate, but the National Toy Hall of Fame. Where at the Strong Museum on Tuesday, a trio of beloved toys were enshrined into its hallowed halls, joining other Hall of Famers like the Rubik's Cube, the Super Soaker, and Mr. Potato Head himself. Yeah, out of 12 nominees, just 3 new toys were inducted into the class of 2024. But how exactly does the Toy Hall of Fame determine that Frisbees deserve to be in, but lawn darts don't?
We look at those for 3 big criteria. One is longevity. These are toys that at least have been on the market for 20 years, so kids and their parents could both have grown up playing with them. Second, these are toys that everyone can recognize. Even if you never had a radio flyer wagon or a teddy bear, you know exactly what they were. And third, these are toys that have great play value. Learning, creativity, discovery, socialization, activity.
To that end, the museum unveiled 12 toy finalists back in September. Apples to Apples, Balloons, Choose Your Own Adventure books, Hess Toy Trucks, My Little Pony, Phase 10, Pokemon cards, remote-controlled vehicles, Sequence, The Stick Horse, The Trampoline, and Transformers. The public actually had their opportunity to vote for their favorites last month, and the public's top 3 toys went on to be submitted for top shelf consideration.
We then send those out to a panel. We call it the National Advisory Selection Committee. They're a group of experts on child development and toys and history, and they're kind of the little academy in our Academy Awards. Their finalists that they propose are the ones that then we follow for what actually gets inducted that year.
Now, when it comes to which toys actually get into the Hall of Fame, well, there's a good reason the museum prefers a toy like sand over, say, a Demolition Man action figure, the O.J. Simpson board game, or the TSA Airport Security Check-In Site Playmobil set. Timelessness.
So one of the things that the National Toy Hall of Fame tries to prove is that it's not necessarily about the top 10 or the hot 10 toys for the holiday season that are worth adding to a child's collection of toys and games. It's worth remembering that they're ones that have stood the test of time, that generation after generation have enjoyed. Those are often toys and games that are really kind of open-ended, that allow a lot of latitude, a lot of room for a child's imagination to take part. So think of an Etch-a-Sketch or Crayola crayons or a dollhouse. There's so much that a child brings to those toys and that make them so repeatable.
Well, the museum has spoken, and 2024's inductees into the National Toy Hall of Fame are, toy drumroll please, My Little Pony, figures that the museum says encourage fantasy, narrative, and storytelling. Phase 10, the best-selling card game only second to the world's #1, also a Hall of Fame inductee. And Transformers, the clever gimmick shape-shifting robots that continue to fuel imaginations today. You can check out some of these now 87 Toy Hall of Fame inductees at the Strong Museum in New York, where the Associated Press recently spoke to this mom who was visiting with her daughter and hoping that she would appreciate the analog fun on display.
The screens are really taking away their good times. I would say our times were much better without screen because we were more observant of what is going on in our daily lives, and that's how it helps us to think of it increases our imagination capacity. While these kids, they only depend on, internet. Even you tell them to write something, they depend on internet, searching something randomly and copy-pasting it and writing it, but we are more imaginative than them.
Well, we're not. We love the internet. So if you want more weird, interesting, and funny news stories in your feed, subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh for more. Your turn.